Hey, what's up, everybody? Jasper Gonzo here. Another What's Next. Well, in continuing our theme of douchebaggery, we're going to head back to Canada. Well, of course, as in my last video, Trudeau invoked the Emergencies Act, the Federal War Powers Act, as it used to be named, against nasty little mom and dad truckers who just want their freedoms and liberties back in Canada. But Trudeau didn't stop there. Let's go. This comes out of Breitbart. Trudeau targets crowdfunding platforms, cryptocurrencies under terrorist financial rules. Far-left Canadian Prime Minister Justin Douchebag Trudeau is targeting crowdfunding platforms and cryptocurrency transactions under the Canada's terrorist financing rules after the Freedom Convoy raised millions of dollars in support of its cause. During a press conference on Monday, Canadian's Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland said, "We are announcing the following immediate actions. First, we are broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering, yes, because they're the MAFIA, and terrorist financial rules so that they cover crowdfunding platforms. Yes, expand the rules, make up shit as you go along, and throw the truckers in there. Yeah, that's brilliant. Platforms and the payment services providers they use. These changes cover all forms of transactions, including digital assets such as cryptocurrencies." One person tweeted, "Oh my fucking goodness." Canada's Deputy Prime Minister says that as part of the Emergencies Act, they are broadening Canada's terrorist financing rules so they cover crowdfunding platforms and cryptocurrencies to the Canadian Freedom Convoy.
We are announcing the following immediate actions. First, we are broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering and terrorist financing rules so that they cover crowdfunding platforms and the payment service providers they use. These changes cover all forms of transactions, including digital assets such as cryptocurrencies. The illegal blockades have highlighted the fact that crowdfunding platforms and some of the payment service providers they use,
which is illegal,
are not fully captured under the Proceeds of Crime and Terrorist Financing Act.
Bullshit.
Our banks and financial...
I'm going to stop right there. I'm already getting pissed off. Calm down. Calm down. Trudeau invoked Canada's Emergency Act on Monday to target these transactions. These acts allow the federal government to override the provinces and authorize special temporary measures to ensure security during national emergencies, according to Reuters. His announcement is the latest attack on crowdfunding efforts for the Freedom Convoy. U.S.-based GoFundMe suspended Freedom Convoy's fundraising after supporters raised nearly $11 million, while they jumped down GoFundMe's throat, and GoFundMe released the money back to its donors. GiveSendGo became an alternative crowdfunding source for the Freedom Convoy and has raised more than $8 million for the truckers. On Friday, GiveSendGo defied a Canadian government order to freeze the Freedom Convoy funds. However, under Canada's new orders, GiveSendGo will now be required to report suspicious transactions, quote unquote, to the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Center of Canada. Garbage. The Canadian truckers have been protesting Trudeau's vaccine mandates and public health regulations since Prime Minister Douchebag implemented a vaccine mandate for truckers entering Canada last month. Recently, the truckers' blockade at Ambassador Bridge, which connects Detroit and Ontario, the blockade lasted from Friday to Sunday after a Canadian court order issued an injunction ordering the protesters' removal from the bridge, which of course was implemented. Freeland explained that the Canadian government would capture crowdfunding and cryptocurrencies assets through the Crime and Terrorist Financing Act. Quote, "These illegal blockades have highlighted the fact that crowdfunding platforms and some of their payment services provide they are not fully captured under the Proceeds of Crime and Terrorist Financing Act." She also announced that crowdfunding platforms must report their payments more than usual to FinTrack. During Monday's announcement, Freeland also threatened to freeze the corporate and personal bank accounts of those invoked in the protest. Gee, sounds familiar, doesn't it? My thoughts. The douchebaggery and the bullshit continues in Canada. using Emergency War Powers Act and then expanding upon them against the innocents. Sounds like January 6th, doesn't it? When a bunch of people were just out there saying, hey, we're tired of the mask mandates. We're tired of the vax mandates. We're trying to feed our families. You guys need us. Talk with us. Sit down with us. But no, you got little Castro pushes this bullshit. And now you're going after crowdfunding agencies, cryptocurrencies, and what have you. Talk about starting I don't want to say a war against freedom and liberties, because we are in this country are fighting for the same thing against the bullshit vaxes and the mass mandates. When you have those going against, you have those on the left trying to cancel Rogan because Rogan decides to bring on experts and what have you, and others are doing the same. But wow, unbelievable. These guys are just trying to set try to right a wrong instead of using common sense with the truckers and their leadership. You treating them like terrorists. What the fuck, Canada? What the fuck? And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Tip my hat to you, truckers. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Peace.